How you doing today, Bree? Amazing. Why are you so amazing?
Cause I woke up another day.
Thank you
and
for that.
we 200,000 views from hitting a
Oh
milli.
my god.
Hitting a milli.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Run my video. I'm feeling good.
Let's run your video. What you was talking about? Let me see.
President Trump has directed that all federal diversity, equity, and inclusion staff be put on paid leave and eventually be laid off.
This after promising to dismantle these programs, which could touch on everything from anti-bias training to funding for minority farmers and homeowners.
Yeah, this is happening just moments ago. All federal diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI, offices were closed. This is just one of many executive orders signed by President Trump. It directs the end of any federal programs relating to DEI and puts all federal DEI staff on paid administrative leave until they are laid off. Now, DEI office staffers were ordered to be put on leave at 5 o'clock this evening. All related web pages also are taken down now. The executive action rolls back an order that dates back to Lyndon Johnson's presidency and also ends grants given to DEI federal contractors. Now, Democrats already objecting to President Trump's DEI directive.
It's incredibly alarming.
First of all, I want to thank people like Miss Z for fact-checking with care and ultimately preventing the spread of misinformation. I started my journey of political reporting as of about 24 hours ago, so bear with me, but I got you. So yes, Donald Trump did not revoke the Equal Employment Opportunity Act of 1972. That's a tongue twister. He actually revoked an executive order that was signed into law by Lyndon B. Johnson in 1965. This executive order, written in place by Lyndon B. Johnson, can also be referred to as affirmative action. It prohibits federal contractors who do over $10,000 in government business from discriminating in employment decisions based on race, color, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, or national origin. Per Yahoo News, quote, "This is a massive regressive attack on basic policy that helps protect people from real discrimination, and it will not lower the price of eggs." So the word act does need to be replaced with the word executive order.
We talked about it a lot yesterday too, but how are you feeling right now with all of that? What's the latest in news?
Well,
what have you heard this past 24 hours, to be honest?
The latest thing I heard that was pretty big news was that Target pulled their DEI.
I thought I saw the opposite.
No, they pulled it. Yeah, Target announces rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
That is exactly what it said. I read that entirely wrong. I thought when I looked at it that it was saying like, nah, we standing on business, we here to stay. And I was like, yeah, that means I can still shop at Target.
So are you still shopping at Target now that they've rolled back their DEI initiative? But apparently
She was silent.
So what I was talking about today, the video.
Can you hear me good in the mic?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
The video I posted today was about how DEI, what he signed out of the law, is actually affirmative action. It's another word for affirmative action, which mainly benefited white women.
Right.
So I had a question of, will this rollback really affect Black Americans' net worth? Because I looked back at the numbers, and from the 1980s, which was post LBJ executive order being signed, Black Americans' household median income was about $5,000, and white people's was about $120,000.
Right.
And then fast forward, and like I said, all of this is post diversity, equity, and inclusion. In like the 2009, 2010 era, white people, I believe their net worth had went up to $180,000, and Black people's and Latinas had went up to $10,000. So it's like, is that really closing the wealth gap? And then I had a whole big conversation with somebody on Instagram about it. And she's like, I think you would really benefit from a social inequality class. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, I mean, I wouldn't mind. I mean,
right.
I wouldn't mind. We're always here to learn.
But
like, I'm like, let's look at the gap. I mean,
what are the facts?
The facts is that it's after post LBJ, like the wealth gap has not closed that much, and we can't blame all of that on inequality. And I feel like you can't blame it on inequality.
So what are you? What's
so you
the
blaming
reason?
this whole wealth gap?
I will never put something entirely on just one thing. However, I think it plays it's the most significant part is inequality. What are we? Are you serious?
I think that
my mom literally she didn't have to do anything. My mom literally decided to name me a considerable, what they call a white name. Mm-hmm. My name is Heather, because she wanted me to be considered for more jobs. Like, this is a thing.
But think about what you just said. Your name is Heather.
Right.
To appeal to white jobs.
Okay.
But would that be an issue if there were black owned corporations?
No, but we have to be able to get the corporations. We have to be set up to be able to get them. We are already, regardless of how you look at it, we're years and years and years back, no matter how you look at it. Is that not true? So they attempted to put a lot of these acts and laws into place to get us more equal. We're still not equal. So yes, that is a significant reason why we're held back and why the pay disparities are so different.
I understand that.
Okay.
I think that what I come to the conclusion of when I'm talking about this is that I'm seeing it from a macro standpoint, big picture. You are seing it from a micro standpoint.
You think so?
Yeah,
because
I'm seeing it.
But you're not giving me another thing of what's another reason other than inequality that shifts the pay gap, shifts wealth.
I think that there's a lack of black entrepreneurship.
Okay, but why?
I think that it is a lack of education around it. I do think that there's a lack of resources. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like MLK started to really critique capitalism. Right. And after that, that's when he got that's when he got pew pew, is what they say. Yeah. So I feel like the education has been there. People have been saying the same thing that I've been saying forever. Okay. Malcolm X literally, he went to Islam and saw that, dang, bro, America really been playing us. Like, it's more people out here that look like us and they thriving.
This is correct. I'm saying two things can be true. Because definitely, yeah. Two things can be true, number one. Number two, how many times have we had our communities burned down? How many times have we had everything taken away from us in a whole? Yes, one by one, we can continue to build. And I think right now in America, Black Americans are doing a lot better than we have been. Yeah. But you have to look at the history of where we've been, where we've come from. We've been set back over and over and over again, and it has not been made equal.
That's true. I mean, the thing is, and you're referring to the Tulsa
correct, massacre. But we had a lot of different cities.
In Greenwood.
Yeah, we had a lot of different cities that we were building that were just ours, that we were able to.
Well, this is just what we were talking about at dinner with one of our friends the other night, and she was saying we actually had more wealth in the Black community when we were segregated. Yes. Because we had to rely on each other. I think the reason why the wealth gap is so big, in part because of what you said, but also because we don't unite. When we start businesses, we don't support them. Correct. Like, we're not investing. And I've talked to people like and I'm not the U.S. Census Bureau. I'm not all of that. I can't speak for everybody, but the people who I've been face to face with of color, when I talk about investing or I talk about money, the energy changes. It's a shift. It gets uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it's just because they don't want to talk about it or it's because of a lack of knowledge or resources about it.
Two things there. One, because I need to do a shout out. Well, not a shout out to anybody, but if anybody knows of a Black ad company, I'm looking for one. When we talk about support and supporting our companies, if you are out there.
We do know one.
I already reached out. I already did that. I've reached out. We don't have it not in the area that I'm looking for. If you strictly do like social media ads, your company runs that, and you're a Black entrepreneur, I'm looking for you. Please hit the DMs. We certainly want to see about you because I might have an opportunity for you. In that respect, I want to support more Black businesses. It's important for me as I continue. Do I always spend my dollar with Black businesses? I can't say that. I don't. Well, there are people. I've seen so many stories where people are like, no, I only buy from Black business. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of time and commitment for you to sit down and say, everything, every store, everywhere I go, I'm only getting from. There are Black businesses out there that do everything you need. Granted, it might not look, not to say that it's going to be undervalued from what you're used to getting. It's going to take time for you to find exactly what you're looking for because there are less of us making these things. That's clear. And we don't have the same marketing dollars behind it. So you're not going to see it as much as you see the Walmarts and the Targets and the Amazon and the Sam's Club and the Costco's and all these things. That's just what it is. Money shows more. We've proven that with the podcast. You put some money behind it, you are able to show more people. So that's great. My other thing outside of, we still recording or okay, cool. Let me just get this let me get this last statement out on the pod. Yeah, I'm gonna get it out on the recording. Okay. My last little statement, you were talking about like what's the issue when we're talking about money, when we bring it up around our people in our community. Really the big thing is it's taboo. It's always been taboo. You don't talk about it in our household. That's how we grew up, is don't talk about money. That stays at home, and I'm not talking about that. So it's not even comfortable to talk about it in the spaces with your friends and your loved ones or business partners because you don't talk about the money. And because of that, we're not able to grow our money. We're not able to continue building. And a lot of times we're not working with each other. We can't even reach out and ask, hey, I got this opportunity. Here's my plan. Can you put 5,000, 10,000 in there? Not to say that everybody has that, but because we can't talk about the money, we can't even do that.
You talking my language right now.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying.
It's a tough one. We're going to take a break, but thank you.